In this video, I will be going from a level 1 to level 700 only using Blox Fruits. First, we need to get enough money for the cheapest one, which is the rocket fruit. Alright, now we have enough money for the cheapest fruit. Fighting these monkeys is annoying because they're not grouped together. You can only do 2 at a time. Alright, now we can move on to the gorillas. Alright, it's time to fight the Gorilla King. Alright, now that we have the X-Strike ability, this will be much easier. Now we can move on to the pirates. Alright, we can now move on to the brutes. Alright, now we're finally level 50 and can get another Blox Fruits from the Zyolus. It's a diamond fruit. Not great, but it's better than a rocket. Alright, we can finally take on Bobby. Alright, now we can move on to the desert. Alright, now we can move on to the desert offices. I was not even close to them that time, so I don't know what happened. Now we can move on to the next island. And since we're here, we can get the abilities from the ability teacher. Alright, now that I've defeated the snow bandits, I can move on to the snowmen. Now I can move on to the Yeti. Alright, we can finally move on to the next island. And since we're here, I'm gonna get the black cape. Alright, now we can move on to the Vice Admiral. He's great for grinding. This is good. Alright, now we can move on to the next quest, which actually gives less XP than the Vice Admiral, so I'm just gonna keep it. And we can get another fruit now. Looks like we got a flame. It's better than diamond, so I'll eat it. We can get another fruit now. Looks like it's dark. Dark is pretty good. I am gonna eat it instead of the fire fruit. Now on to the next quest. Killing these guys. The only annoying thing about the dark fruit is that it has so much knockback on some of its abilities. Alright, now we can move on to the prison. Although the enemies there are really annoying to grind, so I'm just gonna skip ahead until the warden. Now we can fight the chief warden. Alright, now we can move on to Swan. Alright, I'm just gonna server hop now, killing the 3 bosses until I'm level 300 and can go to the volcano. Alright, we finally have enough for the Magma fruit, which is currently in stock. So I'm gonna get that instead of dark. Now we can move on to the military soldiers. And finally onto the military spies. We can now face the Magma Admiral. I'm gonna put a ×2 XP code in so I can server hop the Magma Admiral with ×2 XP. Now that the ×2 XP is over, I'll be moving on to the next island, which is the Fishman Island. Alright, I've finished the Saber puzzle and can now defeat the Saber expert. Alright, now I can get Instinct, which will be very useful moving forward. Now I can move on to the next enemies, the Fishman and PhantomGhost. Alright, now I can move on to the Fishman Lord. Unfortunately, the rest of the footage from that got corrupted, so I can't use any of it. But now I'm... now I'm done with Whisper. Can move on. Alright, now I'm a high enough level to have immunity to the royal soldiers, so I'm gonna fight them now. To the Thunder God. Unfortunately, I'm really bad at fighting him, so I Alright, now I'm opening my present, and I got another Magma fruit. That's good, but I can't use it since I already have it. Alright, now I can move on to the game. Alright, now I can move on to the galley captains, but they're very annoying to grind, so I'm gonna stick with the galley pirates. And I can open another gift, which is Magma again. I'm surprised I got it 3 times. Alright, now we can finally take on the final boss of the first eyeball. Level 700, so we can move on to the second C, starting with talking to the military detective. I'm gonna get Santa hat while I'm here. They're really good because they give plus 30% movement speed, 12.5% Blox Fruit and sword damage, and 400 energy and health. We can also fight the Ice Admiral. Alright, we can talk to him again and head over to the captain in the middle of town who can send us to the second station. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.